having a life scholarship and being able to afford to go to college made me feel inspired to go.
When I got a life scholarship, it was such a relief.
I knew that I wanted to have an impact. Having a life scholarship through the SC Education Lottery was huge. It gave me the opportunity to make that impact right here at home.
The South Carolina Education Lottery. A better you, a better us, a better South Carolina. Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling something pretty interesting. All this online chatter, specifically search queries, around the Knicks and the Pistons.
Yeah, we've got this big list of what people are actually typing into search engines.
Exactly, and our mission really is just to sift through it, pull out the key things fans are zeroing in on, give you the quick version.
Sort of decoding the fan hive mind, looking at these specific questions about the matchups.
Okay, so first thing that really hits you is just how many searches mention the teams directly. Detroit Pistons versus Knicks, Knicks versus Pistons, Pistons, Knicks. It's constant.
Right. It's not just a passive mention. The volume suggests, well, a pretty high level of interest specifically in these games. A rivalry maybe, or just a hot series.
Yeah, definitely significant interest there. It's not just background noise.
No, they're actively looking for info on these specific contests.
And then it gets even more focused. We see Knicks versus Pistons Game 2 and Pistons versus Knicks Game 2 popping up again and again.
That's interesting.
Why Game 2 specifically? What do you think makes one particular game stand out so much in the searches?
Well, it could be anything, couldn't it? Maybe it was like a turning point in a series or a really dramatic finish.
Or a big player moment, perhaps.
Exactly. Could be a standout performance someone wanted to look back at. The search numbers definitely suggest it wasn't just another Tuesday night game,
Yeah, fair point. Okay, so beyond specific games, there's also, predictably, a huge amount of searching for the basics.
Oh, yeah, the scores, schedules.
Right. Knicks score, Pistons game tonight, NBA's schedule today, standard fan stuff.
Totally standard, but it underscores that real-time need. People want the info now.
And also where to get it. Lots of where to watch Knicks versus Detroit Pistons type searches.
Which, that says something about how people watch games these days. Streaming, different channels. It's not always obvious.
True. Now, this I found quite interesting, the player searches. For Detroit, it's heavily focused on Cade Cunningham.
Makes sense. He's their guy.
But for the Knicks, it's much more spread out. You see Brunson, naturally, but also Malik Beasley, Dennis Schroeder, Anunoby, even Paul Reed.
Yeah, that's a wider net.
What does that maybe suggest? A more balanced team effort, or just different guys stepping up lately?
Could be both, really.
Yeah.
Maybe it reflects a team where contributions come from various places, not just one superstar lighting it up every night. Or perhaps specific players had notable moments in recent games that caught people's attention.
Okay. And it's not just about watching or knowing who played. People are digging into the numbers.
Definitely. And look at all the stats-related searches. Detroit Pistons versus Knicks stats, Knicks versus Pistons box score, player stats.
Knicks versus Detroit Pistons stats, match player stats. They want the details.
It points to a fan base that's, pretty analytical. They're not just happy with the final score. They want to see how it happened, who did what.
Yeah, understanding the performance behind the result.
Precisely.
Then there's this slight detour, maybe. We see Pistons versus Knicks last game. Okay, that's recent history. Expected. But then there's also last Pistons playoff win. That feels different, like reaching back further.
Yeah, that one stands out a bit, doesn't it? It could be fans reminiscing, or maybe comparing the current team or situation to past successes.
Or maybe just a bit of historical context seeking, given the current matchup intensity.
Possibly. It suggests that longer-term history is on some fans' minds, perhaps that yearning for, the glory days.
Interesting. Then we've got the predictable stuff, like ESPN NBA scores, a go-to source for many.
Right. Shows where people often land for quick info.
And, of course, the predictions. Knicks versus Pistons prediction. Pistons versus Knicks prediction. Everybody wants to know who might win.
Absolutely. That's all about the pregame buzz, the anticipation, looking for an edge maybe, or just joining the conversation about likely outcomes.
And just quickly, we see the usual abbreviations, DD Knicks, and a direct Nick versus Det, standard shorthand.
Yep, very common. Makes searching faster.
The stray 1, 2, 3 and the mention of Game 2 without more context are a little harder to pin down definitively, though.
Yeah, those could be fragments, maybe tied to specific odds or parts of forum discussions. Hard to say for sure out of context.
So wrapping this up, the big picture seems clear. There's a really high level of engagement around these Knicks-Pistons games.
For sure. Fans are actively seeking out everything from live scores and viewing options to deep stats and player specifics.
And even a bit of that historical perspective creeping in. It's not just casual viewing.
No, it shows a fan base that's invested, analytical, and hungry for information on multiple levels.
Which makes you think then, given all this focused searching, what are the underlying narratives here? Is there a specific rivalry heating up that's driving this? And maybe how does this level of fan scrutiny potentially influence things moving forward?
That's the interesting question, isn't it? What's fueling this intensity and where does it go next? Definitely something to keep an eye on.
Indeed. Well, thanks for digging into this with us today.
Breaking news from the stadium tonight as an anonymous fan foot the bill for 55,000 hot dogs, bringing that sweet tubed meat to everyone in attendance.
Free dogs! Yeah!
55,000 hot dogs? What does that even cost? While the identity of this Frankfurter philanthropist remains anonymous, their all-beefy generosity will go down in history.
The new Mega Millions. More to win means more to give. How you spend it is up to you.
Yeah!
For game odds and details, visit sceducationlottery.com.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, you know, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.